Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this episode 3786 AM. Today's date is December 1st, 2025, and the title of the episode is Central Bank Push Bitcoin Down, Gas Prices Fall, the New Economic System is Coming Online. Now, as we wrap up 2025, it's a good time to slow down and reflect on the year. If there's one thing we've all learned is that uncertainty isn't temporary. It's the world we live in now. Waiting for things to go back to normal isn't a plan, it's a gamble. For over a decade, my friends at Noble Gold Investments have helped Americans protect themselves and the people they love by diversifying their wealth with gold and silver. Look, no one knows what 2026 will bring, but one thing's for sure. In an uncertain world, real wealth isn't digital. It's physical, it's lasting, and it's yours. So when you're sitting around the table this holiday season, surrounded by family, remember, the best gift you can give isn't under the tree, it's peace of mind. And that's what Noble Gold delivers. Peace of mind, 1 ounce at a time. Before the year ends, take one smart step toward a safer future. Visit X22Gold.com and get your free wealth protection kit today. That's X22Gold.com. Don't leave your future to chance, or just click the link in the description. And remember, past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult your financial advisor before making investment decisions. Let's get right into the economic collapse financial news. Now, the deep state, the corrupt politicians, the private West Central Bank, the World Economic Forum, you could see their biggest fear is Bitcoin right now. Think about what Trump has done and think about why Trump has been pointing them towards Bitcoin. Because, again, Bitcoin is electronic. It could be used to pay off the debt. And it's something the central bankers have never come up against. Now, what we are seeing right now is that, yes, a lot of the big investment firms, they have purchased and they have created ETFs, and it looks like they're using the paper markets like they have used the paper markets for gold to bring the price down. And if you notice, Trump really doesn't mention anything about gold. He mentioned it maybe a little bit here or there, saying audit Fort Knox, but he's not out there every day talking about gold. I do believe what he's doing, he's pointing them to Bitcoin, pointing them to crypto, and having them continually attack and go after cryptocurrency while gold continually moves up. Now, I'm not saying they're not going to attack gold. I mean, if gold gets to 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, yes, I do believe they'll use the paper markets to try to bring it down. But if you notice something with Bitcoin right now, when they brought it down right before Thanksgiving, they threw billions of dollars at it, and they sold off their ETFs, and Bitcoin dropped all the way down to 85,000, or I think it was 83,000. And just like they're doing right now, all of a sudden on Sunday, November 30th, when the markets are closed, all of a sudden Bitcoin started to drop. Now, what people probably don't know about is that on the 28th, which was a shortened period of time because it was Friday after Thanksgiving, we had the big investment firms, once again, they started to dump ETFs. And it looks like all of a sudden on Sunday, we saw Bitcoin start to move down. But during that time from when it came down the first time until Sunday, Bitcoin started to move back up. It went from 83 to 88 to 91 to 92. So Bitcoin wants to go up, but it looks like the central bankers, the deep state players, they're trying to keep it from going up. And you could see eventually they're going to be running out of ammunition. They built it up over time, but eventually what's going to happen is they won't be able to control it. And it looks like Trump and the Patriots, they're keeping the entire central bank system, the deep state players, on cryptocurrency while gold continually moves up. And I do believe that he's trying to distract them. And this is why he's not even mentioning gold. Because, again, if we go back to the Constitution, which I do believe we're going to be going back to the Constitution, it's all about gold. Now, it doesn't mean that cryptocurrency is not going to play a role. I do believe it's going to play a very big role with gold. I think we're going to have both. Now, this is going to be very, very interesting moving forward because you could see at this point in time, everything the deep state, the central bankers have done in different areas like Germany or California, which is the template for the Green New Scam. Germany is the template for the Green New Scam out in Europe. And yes, there's many other countries and other states that have been following along. If you notice what has been happening during this entire period, their economies have been failing. And if they keep going down this path, their economies will most likely implode. If you look at Germany right now, there's less or no Christmas sparkle this winter. Why? Because it's too expensive. Electricity costs have skyrocketed. If you look at California, if you look at New Jersey, if you look at Germany, if you look at Spain, electricity costs have gone way, way up because they've been following the agenda of the Green New Scam. And Trump has warned these countries that if you continue down this path, you're going to destroy your economic system. You see, the United States right now is doing the opposite of what the deep state, the central bankers are doing. And what people are starting to realize is that Trump's making the economy better every single day. Remember, he's turning this massive ship and he's slowly turning it around. And you can see every day that passes, it's getting better and better and better. Actually, if you look at the fuel prices right now, there are 20 states across the country where the average is actually less than $2.75. South Carolina, gas prices dropped by 8.8 cents per gallon in the last week, averaging out at $2.62 throughout the state. The cheapest gas was selling for $2.09 per gallon. So really think about this. Trump is now bringing the fuel prices very, very close to $2 a gallon. I wouldn't be surprised if we're able, or Trump is able to get the gas prices below $2. I do believe we're going to probably see this as we approach the summer of 2026. And you could see the people of this country, they're feeling a little bit more comfortable. They have a little bit more money in their pocket because when you start to look at the Black Friday spending, what do you see? You see a lot of people have spent on Black Friday. Now, yes, they might have used their credit cards. As we know, this is a debt-based system. And once again, this is the way the Federal Reserve and the deep state players and the central bank, this is the way they track it. But again, people wouldn't be spending unless they're comfortable and unless they feel good. It doesn't mean it's the right thing. It doesn't mean that we should be using our credit cards. But again, if people feel like fuel prices are coming way, way down, electricity costs are coming down, heating is coming way down, and they see the economy getting better and they see jobs coming. Now, as we wrap up 2025, it's a good time to slow down and reflect on the year. If there's one thing we've all learned is that uncertainty isn't temporary. It's the world we live in now. Waiting for things to go back to normal isn't a plan, it's a gamble. For over a decade, my friends at Noble Gold Investments have helped Americans protect themselves and the people they love by diversifying their wealth with gold and silver. Look, no one knows what 2026 will bring, but one thing's for sure. In an uncertain world, real wealth isn't digital. It's physical, it's lasting, and it's yours. So when you're sitting around the table this holiday season, surrounded by family, remember the best gift you can give isn't under the tree, it's peace of mind. And that's what Noble Gold delivers. Peace of mind, 1 ounce at a time. Before the year ends, take one smart step toward a safer future. Visit X22Gold.com and get your free wealth protection kit today. That's X22Gold.com. Don't leave your future to chance or just click the link in the description. And remember, past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult your financial advisor before making investment decisions. Back to this country. They see wages going up. They see their homes increasing in value. People become comfortable. And what do they do when they're comfortable? They go out and they purchase items. Now, take this, what's happening right now during Christmas, and expand on this. What happens when people get their tax refunds? What happens when Trump removes the income tax? People are going to feel really darn good. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to go out and they're going to shop. And what happens when they shop? Well, stores do better. That means the manufacturers are going to produce, which means they're going to be hiring people. They're going to expand. It means the entire economic system is going to basically accelerate. Now, remember, we're coming from a central bank system. So right now we're still playing in the illusionary central bank system. So yes, we're still in a debt system. Trump needs to navigate through the debt system. People are still going to use their charge cards. So once again, people are still going to, work within the central bank system as Trump turns the entire ship. And as he turns the ship, the central bankers are going to get more and more panicked because they're going to see that people now are siding with Trump. They want more of this. It's like a drug. Listen, when you see your wages going up and you see there's a lot of jobs out there and you could actually increase your salaries by switching a job, and you see fuel prices going down, you see inflation steady, so you don't see prices going up at the supermarkets and other stores. When you get a tax refund and you're getting more and more money, and especially when Trump finally gets rid of taxes, well, people want more of it. And they're going to want a lot more. And this is something the deep state players are going to have a very difficult time battling against, because what are the D's going to say? What is the central bank going to say? Hey, listen, we're going to raise your taxes. We need you to give more money away to illegals. It's not going to work. Trump has them exactly where he wants them. And if you look at the Black Friday spending, it surged, fueled by record-breaking online spending that reached $11.8 billion on Black Friday. Online sales made on Black Friday made up about 10% of total sales for the month of November, more than $111 billion. And we can see that people are feeling really good. Now, all we have to do is get rid of the central bank, return the buying power back to the people, and people are going to feel absolutely incredible. But again, deep state, the central bankers, they don't want people to see the alternative currencies. And what's very interesting is that Bitcoin came down once again from $92,000, $91,000 all the way down to 85 or so. It might be a little bit lower after this report, but it's around that area. So basically, in 2 hours or so, it lost another $4,000 because what are they doing? They are dumping ETFs. Now, let's go back a little bit in time. What are the companies that are doing this? Which ones? BlackRock, Grayscale, Fidelity, Van Eck, ARK, Bitwise, ProShares, WisdomTree, Franklin Templeton. These are the companies that have been dumping their ETFs. So on November 20th, they dumped $903 million, the largest single day outflow. November 13th, $866 million. November 14th, $492 million. And on November 30th, all of a sudden, we saw Bitcoin price go down. Now, again, there is no trading on the weekend on November 30th, but if you go to November 28th, what happened during that period of time? Well, on that most recent trading day, the overall universe of ETFs experienced net outflows totaling $2.6 billion through certain categories like corporate debt ETFs and other things. So I do believe that the deep state players, the central bankers, are trying to continually push Bitcoin down. Actually, if you look at the gold market, they use the paper market to bring the gold market down. Have we seen that recently? No. You would know because, again, we saw it back in 2011 when they used the paper markets and they brought it down from 1,900 to 1,500 to 1,200 to 1,100. So I do believe they're going to try to do whatever they possibly can to try to keep everyone away from Bitcoin. But I don't think it's going to work in the end. Bitcoin wants to go up, and it keeps fighting to go up, just like gold wants to move up. Because, again, what's happening is the alternative currency is actually showing you what's really going on with the fiat currency. Now, the central bank doesn't want you to see what's really going on with the fiat currency, so they have to mask it some way, somehow, by pushing the real currency down. And that's what they've been doing. And actually, if you look at silver, and the Gabisi letter put this out, silver is now set to post its first 12-month candlestick with a 100% gain since 1979. This does not happen in normal markets. Asset owners are winning. So if you look at silver right now and you go back to when we had the financial crisis in 2008, 2009, you could see silver actually came all the way down to like $18, $17, $16, $15 an ounce. Now it's in the 50s. Very, very big difference. I do believe the ratio between gold and silver is going to start to close. And we're going to start to see gold move up. Gold is, I think, around $4,200 now. So I do believe all of this is going to continue to happen. And yes, the central bankers, the deep state players, they're going to fight all the way to the very, very end. And you're going to see a lot of fluctuation as Trump is bringing the new economic system online. And that is exactly what's happening right now. The new economic system is coming online. It's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And the deep state players, they're panicking over this because, again, as more and more people see that what Trump is doing is working, more and more people are going to see that the central bank system doesn't work. Because, again, you're going to see the very, very big difference between the two. And people are going to be making the distinction. Actually, I think Trump is going to be calling out the central bank, saying that, look, my system, the tariff system, the gold card system, the technology system, the sale of fuel across the world, that system, it's growing by leaps and bounds. It's benefiting the people. People are getting a return on their investment. And I'm bringing back jobs. I'm lowering the cost of fuel. So my system is working. What did the central bank do for everyone? Oh, put them further and further into debt. The value of the currency that they hold continually loses value. You have to work harder and harder just to make the same amount of money. So in the end, which system do you think people are going to choose? They're going to choose the system that benefits them. And this is what the central banks are most afraid of, because once people see this, truly see it and experience it, they're never going to want to go back to the central bank system. It doesn't matter what they say, how they try to convince people saying, I'm going to give you money, because when you're making good money and your buying power comes back to you, someone telling you that, hey, I'm going to give you some more money, it means nothing. It's almost like someone who's a multimillionaire. Hey, let's use Trump, for example. He has billions of dollars. Do you really think the deep state players say, listen, if I give you 100 million or 50 million, will you do this? He's going to say, no, I don't really need that because I got billions. So if people are making a very good living and their buying power is back, no matter what the central bank says, it's not going to work. It's not going to convince the people. Even those people that came off of government support, welfare SNAP and the rest, they're not going to want to go back because their money is going to have buying power. And that is going to be very, very different than what they have today. And they're going to feel it. They're going to experience it. So the central bank, they're going to do whatever they possibly can to try to stop what is coming, but nothing will be able to stop this. Nothing. And eventually what's going to happen is Trump is going to basically transition us into the new system as he weans us off of the old system. And what that's going to do is it's just going to make everything better and better and better as time goes on. And that's what people are going to see. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.